Today, I don't know. I guess I want to study because I'm actually studying for a TKT. I don't know if you've heard about
What's
it.
TKT?
TKT is Teaching Knowledge Test. It's a Cambridge certification that it's like the basic that you should know to teach English. So it's very interesting. It has a worldwide. It's worldwide recognized, and it's pretty good test if you want to know a little bit more about grammar and what is a lexis and the different structures, the parts of a speech. And if you want to go deeper into grammar, it's a really nice test. And I have the book, and it's really thick. It's like a Bible. So I've been studying
Wow.
it. So I want to
Cool.
get those certifications, even though I don't want to teach English. I do want to have the knowledge, at least the basics.
Okay. And what's the name of the TKT?
It's the acronym is TKT. Just look it up and you will find tons of information about it. It's a really well-known test, like worldwide.
Cool. Yeah. One thing, certification.
Certification. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Uh,
what did I say? Sorry.
I think you said certification
I said with a
or
strong
something
T.
along.
Certification.
Yeah. So like certificate would be like that, but certification.
Certification. Okay, it's a flat T.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A flat T. Um, and so Juliet, is your connection a little bit more level now?
I don't know.
Yeah. I guess there's only one way to find out. Um, So you went to your cousin's house for something. What was it?
Because she had the first Holy Communion. No, you cannot hear
Right.
me, I
Uh,
think.
nope, you did. You said that before, and I did
Okay.
hear you. Okay. All right. Yeah, I remember that. And so we've also got Diana. Diana, how's it going?
Hi, pretty good. And you?
Doing pretty well. Thank you for asking. Diana, what have you been up to today?
Today is 11 a.m. in Colombia, so I went out to run and I read a little bit. I, no more.
Okay. Um, okay, good. And we've also got Alexander. Alexander, how's it going?
It's going okay. Thanks for asking.
Okay. Good. Good to hear. What'd you do today, Alexander?
Nothing too special. I just went to take the class with my English teacher and then get home.
Okay. Cool. How did the class go?
It was pretty good. I was answering the questions about the IELTS exam. I mean the common question that can be that I can met in part two, and I was trying to be as good as I can.
Okay. I was trying to be as good as I could be.
Yeah,
I was trying to do as well as I could.
as well as I could. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay. Good. And I think we're good. Let's get started then on today's class. And Alexander, can you read the title on the next lines?
Yes, for sure. Today, education. Today we will talk about learning and online education, cultural views of education.
Mm-hmm. And Alexander, can you ask Diana the first question?
Diana, what is your favorite memory from your time in school?
In my case, is the possibility to share with my friends also with the teachers. Um, uh, the sports, the class of sports,
Jim.
and
Diana?
yeah,
Oh, and so what else?
the class of arts.
Okay, art class.
Okay.
Do you still practice art? Diana?
No, not really, but at the time was very good.
Okay, you're breaking up a little bit. But alright, so not really anymore. Diana, can you ask Juliet the next question?
Okay, Juliet, who was your favorite teacher in school and why?
My favorite teacher in school was my French teacher. He was very cool. At the first year, I remember he was very strict. But then he was not.
Nice. Um, at the first year, we need to change that.
At the first year.
Different preposition.
During?
Here, where he was very strict. That'd work. Good job. Okay, Anna Paola, welcome to class. Anna, how's it going?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Really good to
Joshua,
hear.
could you ask
Hey,
you a question?
yeah.
During the first year, is it correct to say in this case within the first year?
Within the first year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Within the first year,
It would be
he
the
was very
same?
strict. Yeah. Yeah. It's not
Okay.
quite the same. It's a little bit more awkward, but it works.
Oh, it's unnatural, yeah, but it works.
Yeah. It's
All
not.
right,
Yeah.
so
It's not as common. It just sounds a little bit strange, but yeah, it would work.
thank you.
What would be the most common one, like in the first year?
Maybe for the year would be common during the first year for the first year. You could also just start with the article, the first year. I remember. So you don't
Okay.
need a preposition there. But for or during, I think, would be the most common. Okay. And same question.
Was your favorite teacher in school? Why?
My favorite teacher, I guess, was my literature teacher. I really liked that guy because he really didn't want to teach us. He mostly wanted to get us interested in literature, and I think that's the main point of teaching, to raise interest in
Mm-hmm.
students towards a towards the towards a subject, because really, how much can a teacher teach you in a classroom? But if he can get you interested in a specific topic, then you will go home and then you will look up information, and who knows, you might even find your career there, right? So it's all about raising interest.
Yeah. That was really good. Good grammar too. I totally agree. I think that's the best teacher that you can get, is somebody who raises interest in you. All right. And Julio, can you ask Alexander the next question?
Alexander, did you procrastinate studying? Did you ever pull up an all night? Did you ever pull an all-nighter?
I'm quite unsure, bro, about the definition of procrastinate. Could you explain me the definition? Joshua, yeah.
Who said, could
Procrastinate
you
is
explain the definition to me? Go ahead, Julio.
To me, yeah.
so
Yeah.
procrastinate is when you have to do something, but you don't do it until the very last minute. So you always find excuses not to do it.
Ah,
Like when I have
got it.
to clean the fridge, for example, I always procrastinate that chore. Yeah, until it's
Yeah.
super dirty.
Yes, thank you. I got it. Yes, of course. As a average student, I remember my first exam. I've been procrastinating for the whole night, and then I even didn't sleep this night. And then without having a little sleep, I just went to the exam and passed it. And after this exam, I get home and I was sleeping all day.
Okay,
But I
after
was
the exam, I
happy.
went home
I went
and
home,
slept all day.
and yeah, without her progressive tense, yeah.
Yeah. So you could say I was sleeping all day. That'd even be like I had been sleeping all day. I was
had
sleeping when
been.
my mom came in and interrupted me, or woke me up. But
Ah,
yeah, in this case,
I had been
because
sleeping
of
is
something.
more correct.
No, so I had been sleeping is different. So after the exam, I went home and slept all day. That's completely in the past. So we would just use the simple past. You could say I had been sleeping all day when my mom woke me up to tell me to clean the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could say I was sleeping when my mom came in and told me to clean the fridge. So that's
Okay.
kind of the difference that we use those tenses. But because the exam already passed, it happened completely over, and there's no interrupting action, so you weren't interrupted in your sleeping. I slept all day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. But well done. Ken, welcome to class. Ken, how's it going?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
Doing really well. Thank you for asking. Good to see you again, Ken.
Good to see you again.
Thanks.
Sorry,
And I think
Joshua, is it about the definition of to procrastinate? Is it close to cram?
is it close to what?
To cram. I mean, to cram all night. Something.
Yeah. So after you procrastinate, you might have to cram. To procrastinate is put something off. To not do something. And to cram is to do something at the last minute. Does that
It's
make
like
sense?
to postpone.
Yeah, to postpone.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, in this case, I was cramming all night because
Yeah,
you
and
were
probably right.
procrastinating before.
I meant this, but I'm probably I didn't catch the right meaning.
Okay. Yeah,
Actually,
so
I think I didn't explain it right. Like,
yeah,
No,
I
it
think
was
you did a
okay.
good. Yeah. I think we're good though. So yeah, I was cramming all night because I'd been procrastinating for months. So you'd not been doing it for months, and so you had to cram all night. And then I think we're good. Um, any other questions here? Okay. And Diana, can you read the title and the words?
Vocabulary. Define these words or use them in sentence. Accessible. All the words?
Mm-hmm.
Alternative, geography, compare, graduate, evaluation, instructor, and textbook.
Okay. Good. Sentences.
Sentences.
Good. Uh-oh. Oh, man. All right. Hold on one second. Good job with that. Man. Sorry, my keyboard is frozen with something, which is annoying. So yeah, sentences accessible,
Accessible,
geography.
geography,
Yeah. Man. And evaluation.
evaluation.
Come on. Don't even. So sorry. Um, Gosh. Sorry. This is just really frustrating. Um, my mouse is only somewhat working, and some of the buttons on my computer are frozen. It's just the sorry guys. Teaching phrases to express frustration. Evaluation. Oh, gosh. Sorry. Yeah, that was good. Okay, and does anybody have any questions about any of these words?
Yes, I have a question about what does alternative mean?
It is
Alternative. Can you repeat alternative, Alexander?
Alternative.
Alternative. Alternative.
Alternative?
Yeah, alternative.
I think probably this
So,
word's spelled wrong.
no. Alternative.
It is R and N. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
No
like
worries.
because the R and the M is very close.
Yeah, I was confused about it. I'm sorry. So now I got it. Alternative. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay. Does anybody know what alternative means?
Yes.
It's the option to choose or the possibility to have more than one option.
Yeah. Um, Good. And any other questions?
Yeah, I have pronunciation question. When sentences, is it true that when you speak it really fast, you say sentences, sentences, sentences?
Yeah. Sentences. Sentences. I think generally for that one, our T would be a little bit more pronounced. So sentences. Sentences, sentences, sentences. Write your sentences out. Yeah, sentences. So we do pronounce that T, despite the N.
Okay.
Okay. And any other questions? Oh, graduate. Can you repeat that? Graduate? Diana?
Yes.
Can you repeat graduate?
Graduate.
Good. Okay. And any questions here?
No.
Maybe sometimes T changes to D like sound as it in American English.
Sometimes, sorry, Ken?
T changes to D like sound as it so. Or
Yeah.
yeah, in American
Yeah,
accent.
definitely.
Yeah.
It can definitely be softened. It can sound more like a D. It definitely does a lot of different strange things. Okay. And so I think we're good on this page. Let's skip that. Okay. Maybe. Where were we? Diana, can you ask Julieta the first questions?
Julieta, what are some examples of alternative schools?
Some example now of alternative school are online schools like Verbling.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. And can you think of any others?
Mm, schools. Mm, no, I don't know.
Okay. All right. And Julieta, can you ask Julio the next question?
Julio, what do you think about alternative education?
I think it is important to have different types of education, mostly because different people learn things in different ways. So to believe that a standardized education system will teach everybody um, in the way that they need to learn, that is just nonsense. So I think I'm actually wondering why there are not more alternative schools everywhere, not only in my country, but I've heard like little, very little about alternative schools. There is a school actually near in my city that it's an alternative school because it is in the middle of it's like an artificial forest, and all the classes are taken outdoors, and it's very environmental oriented, and the students learn how to recycle and how to um, uh, they take science classes like really observing the trees and the animals, and they take them to the zoo or to the aquarium to see their animals and to see how they can interact. So I think that that's great, and we should have different types of school because we have different types of people in the world.
Nice. All right. Really well done. Perfect. Good grammar too. Sounds like a cool school. All right. And Julio, can you ask Ken the next question?
Ken, do you think that online education is a good option for young students? And if so, how young?
Yes, I think online education is also beneficial for young students. And how young? I think it's up to the content of that class. Nowadays, online tutoring here is much more popular. Online tutoring, because in the past, students went to the how can I say kind of Quran school after the school, but because of that, students came back to their home pretty late. So online tutoring solved this problem. So a lot of major pre not preschool, sorry, Quran school companies began to offer the online tutoring service now.
Nice. Okay. A lot of major cram school companies have began to offer
Have
online tutoring.
begun, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Really well done. I think
you.
that's good. Does anybody have any questions here? Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, I have one. What
Okay.
is a cram school?
Ken, can you explain?
Yes, Quran school is popular here in Japan and some maybe South Korea or something. I'm not sure about other country, but a student went to the how can I say school after the school. In that school, usually it's a private school, and in that school, the student can review and how can I say? I forgot the word. They can review and prepare the class in real school. That school is pretty popular here.
Yeah. So it's like an after-school school. So
Yes,
you
after
learn.
school.
Yeah. Learn what you maybe didn't catch in your regular classes.
Right.
Okay. And maybe one more question. Ken, can you ask Alexander this question up here?
Okay. What question?
The question at the top of the page.
Okay. Alexandra, and are straight A students smarter than others, or just better memorizing things? Did you really learn in school, or did you just memorize information and pass tests?
Oh, yes, it is an interesting question. And speaking about the first question, I would say that these straight A students are more concentrated. They have a good memory, but um, other students, they can be smarter in some particular field. Which it is difficult to say about a straight A student because they're trying to memorize all the information, and it is very unlikely that they can be as great in some particular field as another students. And about the next question. Yeah, depends on their subject. Also, some subject I remember I used to just memorize information, and after passing this test, I always forget it. I mean information. But the subjects which I really interested in, which I'm really interested in. I'm trying to memorize it forever and ever.
Nice.
I try to memorize. I'm sorry. I was interested in.
Yeah, you could say the subjects that I was interested in, I tried to memorize forever, and the subjects that I am interested in, I try to memorize forever. It's one or the other.
Uh-huh.
But good. And I think we're all set. Does anybody have any questions here?
Uh,
Okay. Skip that. We could try this. Let's start with Diana. Can you read the role of the mother?
Okay, mother, you want your children to enroll in a experimental school. They don't assign grades and they let the students choose what to study. Try to convince your husband that your children should attend this alternative school.
Okay. Convince.
Convince.
Try to convince your. Ugh. Okay, good. And the next one, Julieta.
You don't want your kids to change schools. You think traditional schools are best. Convince your wife that this new school with no curriculum and few rules will be a bad alternative for your kids.
Good. And let's start with Diana. How would you start this conversation as the mother?
Have you ever hear about a new alternative school that we can choose to our child? In this case, our child have the option to choose uh, their own grades.
Her own
No,
subjects.
their own subjects. Sorry. Yes.
Okay, and is it a he or a her? So your child.
His.
Okay. All right, Julieta. How would you respond?
No, I don't think is a good alternative for him. I went to a traditional school and I think it is the better.
Nice. Really good grammar. Curio, how would you respond?
yeah, and look how that turned out. I want our kid to really reach his full potential, and he's a very creative young man. It's a boy, right? Yeah, it's a very creative young man. And I think that traditional school is keeping him always thinking inside the box.
Nice. Keeping him always thinking might be a little bit redundant. Just keeping him thinking inside the box. Yeah, I think I'd just say keeping him thinking inside the box might sound better, but good. Really nice job. And Ken, how would you respond?
Yes, he's a creative kid, but the problem of the alternative method, the, nobody knows the result, so it's under experiment. So it's a bit risky for our kids to experiment in such school. And for example, if the students study their own interest only, they cannot, they don't study some other subject. So it's a bit unbalanced situation. It could happen to my kid.
Nice. Uh, a problem with the alternative method. Just
A
the
problem
preposition.
with. Okay.
Good. Whoa. Um, okay. But yeah, I think that was good. And Alexander, how'd you respond?
But it's part of these facts. I think we should try this because without risk, um, he won't reach any achievements in his future life. I think we have to give him a chance to um, show himself from the good side, to be from to be a creative man.
Okay. He won't reach any achievements. Mm, he won't attain any achievements. I think
Achieve, no,
he won't achieve anything.
anything.
In his future. It's part of what? I didn't hear at the beginning.
I said in spite of these facts, in spite of,
In spite of?
yeah,
In spite of what?
of these facts that was mentioned before.
Okay, in spite of these facts. Nice. Okay, good. And Diana, how would you respond?
Mm, uh, I think he's very immature yet, and I think it's a better idea if he can try learning different subjects and have a scope of everything that he can learn in a traditional school. And then maybe in the future, he will be able to choose the subjects that they want.
The subjects that he wants. Make sure you get that third person S. And then I think he's a very immature kid, is what you said?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's a very immature kid. Okay. And Julieta, how'd you respond?
Yes, he is a kid, but we know he has a talent for theater, and in this school they have a course of art and theater.
Nice. And Julio, how'd you respond?
I think this kid needs to man up. He needs to play sports and go to a regular school like everybody else. If you keep spoiling him, he's going to end up being a musician. Let's say, let's say he's going to end up being a starving musician, a hippie, or worse, an online teacher.
Oh no. Oh man. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Um, no, no worries. That's good. I think. I mean, obviously you're kidding. Yeah, that doesn't sound like you very much, but that was good.
What is
Ken,
the what is the meaning of to man up?
Julio?
To man up is like you need to grow up. You need to
Okay.
yeah, like
Yeah,
to.
so
Mhm. Go ahead, because
it's
I don't know really how to do it.
it's implying that there's a certain masculine, so is
Uh,
a masculine identity
okay.
that is like pretty firm and square. So there's this like idea of masculine identity, and he's saying that the son is not within the realm of that masculine identity. Um, yeah, so saying you need to man up, you need to become more manly in the stereotypical like manly way. Does that make sense?
Yes, understood.
Okay. And Ken, how would you respond?
Yes, and but a lot of talented people actually, this, for example, Einstein and Steve Jobs, they are dropped out from the school, and after that they succeeded a lot. So why don't we kind of go to the both type of schools school open day, so including my boy, our boy, three of us can go to this type of both type of school, uh, and we can decide, including his opinion, and we can decide which is better for him.
Nice. Well done. Okay. And good. Maybe Alexander, how would you respond?
Um, yes. um, just a sec. All right, you're right. We need to ask him at first, and then we need to discuss it. Um, but I think he would be glad to hear that we are discussing about his future. He would be happy to hear that. So let's go to him and ask him this question: what he wants to pursue.
Okay. Let's ask him. All right. Well done. And oh gosh, sorry. Again, my computer's doing some weird things, so I think that's good. Does anybody have any questions here? You guys did a great job. Okay. And if there are no questions, let's go to the next page. Let's skip this. Let's look at these. Diana, can you read the first quotation?
Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel.
Okay. Education. Education.
Education.
Education. It's got a Jew sound. Education.
Education.
It's not a D. You're saying edu. We want to say edu.
Is education.
Nope. So Jew, Jew.
Education.
Yeah, education.
Education.
One more time.
Education.
good. Um, and kindling.
Kindling.
Yeah. Education, kindling. Okay, and Diana, can you ask Julieta the first question?
Okay, Julieta, what does the quotation mean? Do you agree or disagree? Why?
Yes, I agree with the quotation because feeling someone is useless, and yes, the purpose of education is mm, to flame the new ideas into kids' mind.
Okay. Yeah. Julio, do you think you could give us an example of education being the kindling of a flame and not the filling of a vessel?
An example?
Yeah. So you kind of already gave an example along these same lines.
Oh, really? Don't remember. Did I?
So your favorite teacher?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, forgot. Yeah, definitely. My favorite teacher, he really looked on us what kind of literature we really liked, and he encouraged us to read about it and to come to class and have some essays about what we read. And yeah, I mean, I really discovered one of my favorite authors during his classes, and I've been reading him like my entire life. So he really kindled the flame inside of me, and I think I really like that quotation. And I think a human being is a bottomless vessel, so you will never be able to fill it. So it is more like you have to be continue feeling hunger for what you like or for what interests you.
Yeah. And who was he? Who was your favorite author?
It's Howard Philip Lovecraft. It's an American
Lovecraft.
author. Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
Lovecraft.
Nice. I actually haven't read any Lovecraft, but I'll have to check it out. What's your favorite
Mm.
work by him?
He has a lot of good short stories, but I recommend you At the Mountains of Madness. They're really good. Actually, Benicio del Toro was going to make a movie about it, but he canceled it at the last minute. That's very good book.
Okay. Nice. I'll have to check it out. Cool. Thanks. And does anybody have any questions about any of the words here? So I know kindling is tough, vessel. Diana, Alexander, I know you guys might be new to this.
I'm afraid I didn't understand the meaning of to kindle at the end. Could you repeat that one more time?
Okay. To kindle?
Yes, I heard that it's kind of to start something, but I think it's not the right.
Yeah. To start something? Generally, we kindle fires. Um, so it's like to start a fire. So kindle pretty much means start. Yeah.
And about a vessel, in this case, it means like a big boat, a big ship with
A
a lot of
container.
containers. Container.
So your body is a vessel for your mind. Arguably, a boat is a vessel. A cup is a vessel. goes about. Yeah, a vessel is just a container, something that holds something else. Gosh, does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. And
I don't understand the second quote. The path from cookie ignorance to miserable uncertainty.
uncertainty. Can you repeat uncertainty?
Uncertainly.
Okay. Uncertainty. Ken, can you explain this quotation?
Yes, in my understanding, how can I say? Yeah, kind of Mark Twain is a kind of very ironical person. He parodied the education, and more we know, more we know what we don't know. For example, sometimes I found a book, English book. You can speak English in a 1 week or in a 1 day. So, but after maybe if I didn't start English learning, I think, oh, it's true. But now I think it's fake. More I know about English, more I kind of know what I didn't know about English.
Okay. Maybe you're more impressed by the quantity of languages that you don't know,
Yes.
too.
Mhm.
So, like,
Yeah.
by knowing and learning English, you like are a little bit more aware of what it takes to learn a language, and then you're a little bit more impressed by the amount of other languages that there are that you will never know.
Mhm. Oh yeah, that's right.
But yeah, so if I didn't start learning English, I'd think it was true. But now I know that the more English I know, the more comfortable I am with it.
Mhm.
Which is good. I think that's a good explanation. So you kind of disagree with the quotation.
No, I agree
So, you know,
with
by
this
studying.
quotation. More I learn English, more I know, I realize what I didn't know about English language, because language education, learning process is a lifelong process, actually, no ending.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. So
sorry, my bad
I
English.
think I just.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I understand it more. And what's this idea, Alexander, about cocky ignorance to miserable uncertainty?
I think I'm not sure so far.
Okay, and Julio, do you think you can explain?
Chirukaki is when you feel confident and important at the same time. So sometimes when you're ignorant, because you don't know how little you know, you might feel cocky about it, right? And miserable is the feeling of unhappiness. So sometimes the more you know, as Joshua said, the more you realize that you don't know anything, right? So in this case, if you really study, you will go from being a cocky ignorant, right, feeling confident because you don't know nothing, to being just miserable because now that you studied, you know more, but at the end you realize you will never get to understand everything. So
Yeah.
I guess I confused you even more with this explanation.
No, it's very clear. Thank you.
Yeah, that was well said. I don't think I could say it better. Okay, unfortunately, we are just out of time. Thanks for coming in. If you guys can pray for my computer or like keep your fingers crossed for my computer, that would be awesome. And I hope it's not breaking again. Anyways, thanks for coming into class, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys again soon.
Thank
In
you,
the
Joshua.